Starting out today, I am in my bat cave. No, Botania cave. I'm in my flower cave. That is that I should call this the Botania cave, because I'm going to work on automating, fully automating actually, our tree farm. Psst. Hey guys, yeah, it's World Download Day. So you know what that means? If you're a supporter of any tier, you get access to this world download. And all you gotta do is check out the Discord, the FAQ, everything is just listed there. Like, yeah, so thank you guys for supporting, by the way. I really do appreciate it. And let's get on with today's video. It's about time that this bad boy was fully automated and allowed us to not need bone meal. And this also might carry over to other things that I could potentially set up that need bone meal all the time. And what I plan on making is a carnation, but not just any carnation, an Agricarnation. And I have all of the things in my inventory to be able to make this. So all I have to do is do a spring rune, 2 lime petals, this petal, this petal, this, and I believe that's it, and a seed. Boom, and we have ourselves an Agricarnation. Now the benefits of an Agricarnation are pretty nice, but we have to set this on grass, and I don't really want this to be on grass. Honestly, I don't want it super close to the sides of my tree farm. I did find that this particular space, and luckily this space, does not get interacted with, but we should be able to put the flower like right here, and that should be able to bone meal. Should be plenty of range. We should be able to see that with a monocle that I can put on. Let's see, this monocle right here. If I put this in my charm slot, then I should be able to see the effective range of Botania things. And we can definitely see that while we're down here. So you can see this is the range for which it will pick up coal. And you can see, look at that. It is working great. So now that we have this, I need to turn it into a small one. Let's go Botania. And then I need to just basically make it a small version of itself. To do that, it's just any flower, dirt, and a pasture seed, which I don't know if I have a pasture seed. It should recognize like any Botania flower. And you know what? I may not have one off the top of my, yeah, I may not have a flower. That may be why. Nope. Pasture seed? I have plenty of pasture seeds. Dirt. I have plenty of dirt, and I think it's just because it's requesting specifically a white one. And that still isn't crafting. So I might have to do this in a regular crafting table. Oh no, right, that's right. It requires a glimmering version of itself. So glimmering, yeah, is going to require it to have 2 glowstone dust, and you can see it's now glimmering. And now I can make that floating flower. There we go. It's still requiring... This is like one of those weird things, but there we go. Now we have the floating pure flower. And of course, bam, put that on there. Now we have a floating Agricarnation. And this just means we don't have to place it on dirt, which is super nice. All right. So the next thing is Endoflames. Now, I want the same thing for the Endoflames. So this is going to be just a testament of how things work. I'm going to kind of test this out. Let's put the floating Agricarnation where I said I wanted to put it, right here. And you can see its effective range. It's actually quite large. And then we just need a mana pool next to it that it receives mana from. And I might have to link these. I think you link them like this. Let's see. There we go. Now they are linked. I think if you place it down after the mana pool, then it'll automatically link to it. And then of course a mana spreader, which we can have linked directly to it. And last but not least, we need something to fuel that mana spreader, and that is going to be our floating Endoflame. Just like that. Now, behind the Endoflame, I'm going to put an item router that is going to go right here. And that item router needs to be defined and say, just like the other stuff, we're going to have it going up. And then this needs to be on low redstone signal, and then a pressure plate. You may be wondering, what are we going to be feeding this with? Like, what are we feeding this with? Well, we're actually going to use the sticks that have accumulated in here. So I need to get some way to pipe out. I think we can pipe out from the bottom down here, potentially. So, oh, or I could just route the extra sticks to here. And we can define, hey, only sticks. Actually, I'm thinking, is there a pipe under that? There is not. So actually, I can just pipe out from this face right here. It may be a little wonky at first, but it'll work. So pipes, grab our pipe wrench, because we're definitely going to need this. Luckily with pipes, like when it's hooked like this, look at that. See how it's sending to that? We don't want that. Let's break that connection. We also don't want that going anywhere. And then I'll just carry this over to this. Now, of course, on that pipe, I do want an extraction, and I want this on here, and then I want to make sure this is set to only allow sticks. Of course, the first thing it's going to send is apparently some apples. Not what I want. So there we go. And then I also have another problem. I want to filter out... Well, we can't filter out sticks, can we? Because this is going to constantly be pulling from here. This might be a little logistical issue that I'm having. Okay, so I think I just figured out that said logistical issue. I just moved this over. So now you no longer see the distance, or it's not close enough to touch this. And this is working. It's picking up the sticks. Is it enough to give it anything? Not yet. Yeah, not yet. And of course, sticks are barely enough to fuel these things. But it might just be enough to cause this to bone meal? I don't know. So after doing a bit more research, it turns out we're probably going to need more than one of the Agricarnations. This should hopefully be able to withstand all of that. We'll find out. I'm going to need to break the light. Apparently 6 is a good number, because when you have more than that, which we're going to check, we're going to see what's actually a good number. Notice the tree grew there. But to notice a bit of the effect, we have to wait for these to fill with mana. That's full with mana. That is now filled with mana. They're all three full with mana. And we're going to notice every now and then you're going to see a bone meal effect. But it's just not enough. Like, they're not quick enough. So we are going to need more. There's a bone meal effect. From what I've read online, 6 is a pretty decent amount for getting saplings up and growing faster. But we just kind of have to wait for these sticks to do their job. As you can see, yeah, look at that. It's definitely bone milling now. So for whatever reason, after me completely testing this out, I found that the floating flowers are slower, even on enchanted soils. So I placed regular Agricarnations. Yes, I had to remake. All of these require a spring rune, by the way. Luckily, that it doesn't really cost more than just saplings to make. But I did go ahead and create these. I still have my 6 floating here. Unfortunately, you can't like undo these, which is pretty unfortunate. But it does seem like this works faster. And an enchanted soil is just an overgrowth seed placed on it, and it basically makes the flower work twice as fast. At least that's the idea behind it. And it seems like it's working. It does seem like this is now working, and I'm noticing it actually bone mealing the plant. Whereas the floating Agricarnations weren't. Look at that. There goes the tree. So this is definitely functioning. And boy, is this a relief, because I've probably spent like 30, 40 minutes just working on this little setup here. So now we get into the fun part, and that is taking all of our mana and filling up these mana pools. Now that I have a constant charcoal generation going, and I know that trees are always going to be generated, and we should always have sticks and so on and so forth, I know that we should have a constant flow of mana, which means we should be able to fill up all of these mana pools. To do that, we are going to have to use sparks. And at the moment I have this up here. This mana is going to end up being transferred all down here first. And then I'm going to show you how the mana is actually going to move about. It's actually going to be kind of interesting. And I think I'm going to end up using this mana pool right here as the main mana pool that everything flows into. So everything's still going to flow into this. But when this pool is full, all other residual pools are going to drop all of its mana down here until needed, and then this spark will always consume and pull up all of the mana when it's needed. So this is going to be pretty cool. All we really need is a few things. One being a lot of sparks, because we need enough sparks to be able to fill all of those. Luckily, they're pretty cheap with just being blaze powder. So I'm going to make a bunch of those, but we do need the a couple of different augments. We're going to need a recessive augment, and the recessive augment is going to require some earth runes. Luckily, I only need 3 recessives, I believe. Yeah, I need 3 recessives. And then, unless I want to make all of these recessive, but I don't think I do. I think I want to make that one right here dominant. But yeah, I'm going to need a dominant as well. So we have recessive and dominant. Recessive is going to send mana to any pull that has a regular mana spark on it within range. And a dominant spark is going to pull mana from any pull, including recessive sparks. That's why I said if this one is full, it's going to start automatically working on the other stuff. So yeah, this pull should always remain full. That's kind of the goal. So we're almost ready to make this. All I got to do is toss these 2 items in, get our pixie dust. I have all of the runes ready to go, and bam, let's make our sparks. So like I said, 3 recessive sparks and then 1 dominant should be what we need for right now. And all we have to do is right click on the sparks themselves, and notice it is going to just start dispersing all of that mana automatically down there. And then, like I said, put the dominant on this. And as you're going to see, any mana that is currently being spent and sent into this is currently going down there while this pool stays full. Something I want to do first, though, is I want to go ahead and get rid of this up here. So this is where our wand... Let me get our wand back out. There it is. Okay. So with our wand, we should be able to shift right click to pull the augments off of here, and also break the sparks themselves. Like, I want to be able to replace these sparks because I've got to clear this out, and to do that, I want all of this to go to those other mana pools by placing the recessive here and draining these pools. Look how quick that is, by the way. It is so fast. Yeah, we'll no longer need these mana pools here. We could use them elsewhere. And just to show you how this works, if I drop my ring in here, that should consume mana, but we're going to notice that this mana pool is going to always stay full. No matter what, so long as there's mana in the batteries, there is going to be mana, and this looks like it's filling up incredibly quick. Now, I'm just doing this for fun. Of course, this isn't necessary, and nor does it have like any sort of utility at the moment, other than like identifying what mana burst is coming from what. But yeah, I am going to be dyeing all of my mana bursts at the moment. Let's see, one, actually, let's do the white tinted green. Oh, shoot. Let's actually, no, we do need a white one. Let's grab the white dye. So there we go. Yeah, this is going to basically color all of my mana bursts. And so all I gotta do is just click them on here and notice the mana burst color changes. And that's exactly what I want. I'm not putting this in any particular order, but it is going to give it sort of that rainbowy effect, which I just love with Botania. It looks so good. All of the colors. And lime green, which I don't think really changes the color too much. But there we go. We just have all kinds of different colors being beamed around, which I just think looks really good. Now, I'm in the process of setting up something amazing. I'm really looking forward to this. So what exactly am I looking at? So the Loonium is a flower that is made in Botania. It's really expensive in this pack because it requires 6 vault diamonds, but it might be worth it because what this does is it generates monsters. And when the monsters are killed, they have a chance of dropping dungeon loot. Now, I was taking a look at the actual dungeon loot because you can look at this. For example, bone. I know it comes out of chests, so I can look and I can click on dungeon chests. And I can go over to the dungeon section, and it says 11 out of 17 stacks. And this is all the things that get dropped that could potentially be dropped from those mobs, minus music discs. Black lotuses do not drop, and overgrowth seeds do not drop from this method. So do tomes because ancient tomes is in this, which is amazing. If we can actually get ancient tomes through this method, it'd be worth it in itself, but also we get golden apples and enchanted golden apples. And I don't know if these also drop their normal loot as well. But this would be worth it because we have plenty of mana down here. Might as well end up using it out of one of these pools, which I should be able to link it to one of the pools. And I'm hoping that this isn't too far away. If anything, I can just use another mana spark to get a pool full up here. So this could actually work. Or anytime we want to use it, I can just point the things up here. I'm planning on putting mana glass here, and this is going to be a new room that we are going to use for this particular farm. And I'm just going to have a neat little elevator that can get me up here. So yeah, the only downside about making this flower is the sheer quantity of runes I have to make, because I have to make all of the like expensive runes, and these runes require like air and autumn. So I have to make all of the season runes, which of course is spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And then I use those runes to craft these runes. At least these aren't too bad, but I am going to need 3 independent ones. Man, 6 vault diamonds. I mean, good thing I got a plenty of those. All right, with all this made, this is one expensive Botania flower right here. And boom, we have ourselves a Loonium. And things are about to get pretty loony up in here. So all I have to do is go up here. And yes, I do have I went ahead and made another dominant, and that dominant actually is pulling from these mana pools down below. And then I think I can place this, yeah, in that same block space. And let's hope that this generates some mobs. Oh, there's a mob right there. That was, yep. Ow. These are supposed to be stronger, by the way, than normal mobs. So let's get, probably, I should get a looting sword. You know what? I should go get my very expensive looting sword so we have a higher chance of getting the drops off these things. And I hope this is enough space for this, because I did give it. Okay, so it is spawning more than one mob. And that dropped wheat. And that dropped beetroot seeds. So yeah, these have a chance of dropping some interesting combinations of things from the looks of it. So yeah, I've kind of made a mistake a little bit. I should have assumed that this is going to be the same spawner size as probably a standard spawner. So they are getting caught in this wall. So I'm going to actually expand this wall out just by 1 on all sides. So I've been doing some work, and I'm hoping that this works. I've also made a hopper hawk, which I'm so surprised at how cheap the hopper hawk actually is. It's literally just a rune. I mean, that's really cheap compared to all other means of gathering items. And luckily, a hopper hawk will actually import items into the chest that it's adjacent to. So for example, if I drop these seeds, the hopper hawk should pick them up and put them into this chest here. And you can also filter items, believe it or not, with a hopper hawk by placing, basically you need, what is it called? Item frames? And you place item frames on the actual barrel or inventory that it's going into, I believe. And it will actually filter the items out there. It's pretty cool how this actually works. But we should be able to collect items in here. And I don't remember if I think there's a way to blacklist items. So you can see pick up only items in frames. That is a thing. Let's move this to function mode. Pick up only items not in frames. Okay, so we get to do that because I need a frame. Let's make a regular item frame. And then what I'll do is I'm going to filter out the charcoal. So I'm going to put an item frame there, and I'm going to put charcoal inside that. And now we should no longer be picking up charcoal. Notice the charcoal's not being picked up anymore, because I do not want charcoal being picked up from this, but I want everything else being able to be picked up. Kind of crazy that it picked it up from all the way down there. So that just shows how powerful this hopper hawk actually is. So now that we have that, I also have some bell thorns. Bell thorns do damage to mobs. So what we should have happen is, hopefully with this being larger now, hopefully this will only spawn mobs, if I can get it to place. Hopefully it'll only spawn mobs in this area, because it was actually spawning them above my base. And I think it was because they were being limited. But look, it'll kill them. And then hopefully that hopper hawk will pick them up and pick up the drops. And then we should basically have an automated mob farm up here going. Yep, that's what it looks like. That's awesome. So with this just running for a short period of time, this is some of the stuff we've generated. Now, I think this is percentage based, and I think we can get tomes. However, tomes are incredibly rare. So if we take a look at the rarity on the actual dungeon loot, it is a 0.7% chance. That is incredibly low compared to everything else. For example, bone is 25%. An enchanted golden apple is more likely to drop from that than anything else. But keep in mind, you will not get overgrowth seeds. Like, apparently music disc won't spawn. I don't even know if these may spawn. I don't even see, like, I see books on here, so I'm assuming that's the enchanted book rate. Everything else is pretty nice, and believe it or not, later on, I think this is going to be really useful. It does consume a lot of mana, so at the moment I have it turned off, so I can let my mana pools sort of regenerate and recuperate. It's going to have to take a little bit of time to do that. This uses a lot of mana, this little setup here. So you can just use a lever to turn this off, which is kind of nice. All the Botania stuff, I believe, has redstone functionality. Because most of it can be just automated with just vanilla mechanics with itself, which is amazing. So yeah, as you can see, I'm apparently out of coal, and so it's not going as fast as I would love it to. This setup over here, it's still a little bit of work probably to be done with this little thing to get it up to speed, but it is producing quite a bit of mana just off of sticks, which is kind of amazing. So I cannot end this day without at least running one vault, and I do have a plentiful but fatiguing vault here. And that is going to have a chance of giving me mining fatigue. But if I just use mining fatigue immunity, we are perfectly fine and won't have to encounter anything. So this should be a really, really fun thing to run. I'm just going to grab one of these bottles of enchanting, and we are going to be hitting this up right away. First and probably only vault of the day, as I spent most of my time with Botania. Let's do this. Oh boy. So this is going to be sort of an ore run, but I mean, at the same time, you never know. Things might change. Let's see. Any ore? Of course there's not. Not at the start. I'm never going to get that lucky. Regardless of if there is a portal here, there is always ore in these. Just like that. I love how the explosions, they don't do damage anymore. It's so nice. Ooh, I'll grab that Escalium for sure. I just noticed I made another huge mistake. I forgot my magnets. Oh no. I promise I will get better at remembering the things. I will. You know what? I should probably set like a gate up just to prevent myself from going into this portal without double checking every time. Obelisk. Ooh, there's some nice ore in here. Wasn't expecting that. Now this is more like it for a plentiful run. Yeah, we'll just grab all these. Ooh, right here's the perfect place. Levels, yes. Oh boy, I'm gonna need a little bit of time for this. And there we go. Grab all of the stuff out of that chest and get out of here. Shoot. That was good. Oh, that's why I bring those bottles with me. Still want that grace, though. Man, that should have been something I focused on a long time ago. Another obelisk. Ooh, that's a nice omega chest. I will take that. Another in the epic. Nice. Oh boy. I think, even though I'm in this vault, I'm pretty sure I can actually just make a magnet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. This might be a little weird and obscure, but I should be able to make a vault. Yeah, this real quick. Let's see. This requires one of these, 2 blocks of iron. I know I'm wasting time. I should be just doing stuff, but this may be crazy. I don't know. And then just a magnet piece. Oh boy. Yeah, because this is really awkward doing this without it. And there we go. Perfect. Oh, that is a game saver. Ooh, there's a nice little space down here under this little water area. Huh. Nice ore in here. Oh my gosh. And another plentiful run that ends me here. Oh, I couldn't ask for better. Yes. Thank you. So for the rest of my 8 minutes, it's probably going to be spent literally just farming these teardrops. That's so good. Well, after clearing all that out, now it's time for the fun part, and that is collecting all the loot down here. Oh my gosh, right before it ends, we get an Omega chest. I'll take it. And just like that, I'm out. That was actually a pretty fun run. I'm not gonna complain. Like, we'll just see. I don't know. We'll see what all we got from this. Vault leggings, vault bronze. That's not the greatest. All right, we got tons of ore. That was what it was all about. Running ore. And vault diamonds. All of that made worth it. Look at that. We got vault diamonds. Oh, goodness. That was well worth it. Wow. Okay. I had a lot of fun doing that. And it's a great, like, vault for, like, to say, you know, to the end of today's video. That would definitely made my day. So now, just to let you guys know, unfortunately, tomorrow would normally, or the day you're watching this would normally be a live stream day. Unfortunately, I am not live streaming as of today, as my kids, well, it's their graduation time. Like, not actually graduating. They're like graduating from like kindergarten and like first grade kind of thing. But yeah, my believe it or not, I have 3 beautiful girls, and you know, I gotta be a dad. You know, I gotta be there. So of course, I will not be live streaming and on the day, but I do normally live stream Monday, or I do normally live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you would go over on Twitch and click that follow button, I'd really appreciate it over there. Of course, while you're here and if you've never clicked the subscribe button here on YouTube, that'd also be a great place to do that. Today's been a fantastic day. We got technically an auto mob farm going. I mean, we just got to get a little bit more mana to it, which there's going to be plenty of ways of doing that soon. But yeah, I think today quite a lot happened, and resources going to be generated. And by the way, this was my last rock crystal left. There's gonna be a lot of, I think tomorrow I'm going to be running a lot of vaults. I think tomorrow's going to be one of those vault run days. Yeah, it's going to have to be. But of course, I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. And that, my friends, is going to be a huge thanks going out to Viva Viola. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way. Being a diamond Discord premium member, like, I couldn't say thank you enough. Also, to all of you guys who are supporting, don't forget to get your world download, as it is World Download Day. Of course, you can find that over on the Discord. If you're a supporter of any tier, no matter on what platform, whether that is on Twitch, on Patreon, or on Discord, be sure to get your world download. And of course, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.